Good afternoon. It's March 6th, and I'm just walking home from downtown, so I'm just leaving the Hotel Saskatchewan here. Won't be a very exciting walk, but it's a walk. Sidewalks are pretty good for the main roads, and still kind of not so good on the residential area, but hopefully I can stay upright. Didn't have too much trouble coming down here. Beautiful day, as you can see. It's -2, so quite pleasant. So we'll head west along Victoria Avenue here to start with. I'll probably just stick to Victoria and Albert. I go down to 13th. It was pretty clear when I came. Beautiful sunny day. My daughter sent me pictures from London today. It was a beautiful sunny day there too, but a bit warmer. Well above freezing there. That, of course, is City Hall, the tall building there on the right. Knox Metropolitan United Church. Church over there. See, this sidewalk looks pretty good. Maybe I'll go this way. So I won't just go down Victoria. We'll go along Cornwall here. There's always a few patches of ice to watch out for, but generally not too bad. So what have I been doing? Well, publishing stuff, of course. Writing. I just wrote over 2,000 words in my current work in progress, which is the fifth magic fantasy novel. I have a publisher interested in it, but he wants to see the complete book, so I figure I should actually finish writing that. Oh, that's what I'm working on, among many other things. Publishing-wise, I have a new book coming out. Not me, but Shadowpaw Press has a new book on Tuesday called Theories of Everything, a collection of short fiction by Dwayne Brinna. And then there'll be book launches in Saskatoon and Regina. Saskatoon on March 20th and Regina on March 24th. Saskatoon at McNally Robinson, which is a bookstore. And in Regina, it'll be at Bushwhacker Brew Pub, which is there's a nasty patch. I think we'll cross if we can safely. Nobody coming. Avoid that puddle. There are still puddles to avoid, even when you can avoid ice. So it's just a be careful kind of walking environment. But getting better all the time, although long-range forecast does show potential of snow and a little cooler in the forecast. It's not really spring yet. Close though, getting very close. Any luck? 6 weeks from now, the snow will be gone. We'll see. Of course, even when the snow is gone, you often get late snowfalls. So, see, the alleys are still quite sloppy, and much of the sidewalks too. Like right here. Is the other side better? Maybe, but only in spots. It has its problems too. This is the sunnier side of the street, so stick to it for now as we go by the Salvation Army here. Join us for a free meal. What they serve. That car runs the stop sign. Rolling does not count as stopping. This is Lauren Street. More puddles. I only wore my runners today too, thinking I would stick to the main roads, and mostly I have, but because I decided to be a little more adventurous, I'm finding more puddles than I would have if I'd stuck to Victoria Avenue. Might cross to the other side here. I think once I get down, 13th here was pretty good when I came before, so hopefully. This part is good. Not sure about the next block. Had some errands to run this morning too, so I was actually in the car, and I thought about combining that with a walk in a different part of town, but again, time pressure. I knew I wanted to come down here and write, so I wanted to combine that with my walk, and so I stuck to that. And I've been tending not to walk on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because that's when I go to the gym. I need to combine my going to the gym with walking, but it's been too icy, and might be able to try it tomorrow afternoon. We'll see. There's the old YMCA. The Y is gone. Well, there's still a Y, but it's up in the northwest. This was my daughter's daycare once upon a time. They had a daycare in there, which was great because they had access to the swimming pool and all those other, and a gym and those Y facilities. Here's a nasty patch of ice. That's Credit Union Central there, a roundish building. Well, definitely on the wrong side of the street here. Avoiding ice-wise. But at least it's somewhat crunchy. So if I'm careful, it should be all right. I don't know if my runners have better or worse traction than my boots do. Sometimes I think they have better. Sometimes I think it's worse. This looks awful along here. This is number 1 fire hall here. I have come by here when fire engines were coming out of there, but not today. You'd think they'd clear their sidewalks better, being all about safety and stuff, but all right. We will cross the street here because the signal on this side changes faster than the signal on the other side. Looking on 13th here. Itera over there. Viet Thai on the corner. The late limited Cathedral Social Hall. Still closed. All right. Down by the bus stop and the strip mall. Quite warm in the sun. Oh, look, it's a Volvo. We drive a Volvo, but not one like that. Although you wouldn't worry too much about people running into you driving that thing. got rear-ended by a car, it would do the car way more damage than it would you. But not exactly a good handling and difficult to park. Hey, cannabis. Not a fan of the legalization of cannabis myself, but they didn't ask me. They just did it. It's the art gallery. I bought art in there from time to time. The cat cafe, but their building's for sale, so I don't know what's going to happen to the cat cafe. A couple of cats in the window there. So there's still cats there. I hope they're just relocating, but I don't know. They've been there a long time, and when they opened, I thought, well, that's not going to last, but it actually has lasted several years now. First Presbyterian Church, where we got married, not in a fever, hotter than a Brussels sprout. Hotter than a Brussels sprout. Pepper spout. Sorry, Johnny Cash. Screwed up your lyrics there. We got married in a fever, hotter than a Brussels sprout. Probably wouldn't have been a hit if he'd gone with that version. Ooh, more ice. And up here, there's more puddles. Or poodles, as I always called them to my daughter. Buildings for lease, too. If Chautauqua Press were a really big company with multiple employees, I might be looking for an office space, but I'm not and never will be. A one-man operation until eventually it becomes a no-man operation and closes down. Not for a while yet. This is Casa Blanco in there. Oh, sorry, Blanco Cantina. I always wanted to call it Casa Blanco. I guess because of Casablanca. Blanco Cantina. And then we get my daughter's old dance studio, Class Act Studios. There it is. There's probably nobody in there just yet. There'll be dance classes starting up soon, right after school. And it's what, 3:15, so school is ending soon. We got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson. My parents listened to Johnny Cash, so that song and Ring of Fire, both songs that I encountered very early on in my life. And then, of course, I wrote a biography of Johnny Cash, a children's biography, for an educational publisher, many years ago now. I did a biography of Johnny Cash, I did one of Janis Joplin, I did one of Andy Warhol. I was living in the 60s for a while. Oh, and Jimi Hendrix as well. And the Ayatollah Khomeini, but he wasn't nearly as much fun. By Specs, where I bought glasses and glasses frames in the past. Leopold's Tavern, which for some reason I almost never go into, even though it's close. It's too small and noisy for my taste, especially if I'm trying to write, which is usually my main purpose for going into a place like that, during the day anyway. I should probably plug my microphone in after this one. For all I know, it's quit, and I'm talking to myself right now. Nobody has said that they can hear me, so I don't know if they can or not. Nobody has said that they can't hear me either, so Works both ways, I guess. I feel a sneeze coming on. There it is. Sorry about that. Very hard to stop a sneeze. And you usually feel worse for stopping it than if you just let it go, although the people around you might disagree. Cooper Place. I don't even know what's in here. It's a government building. It used to be the SaskTel office many years ago. The architect was not happy when they put this sort of silver bottom part on it. It used to be that same sort of design all the way to the ground. But you know, architects can't control what happens to buildings after they're not being built. So many an architect has been, I'm sure, horrified by what has happened to buildings he designed. As time goes on. As time goes on. Another song. You must remember this. A kiss is still a kiss. Actually, it's as time goes by, but close enough. A sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply as time goes by. And when two lovers woo, still say I love you, that you can rely. The fundamental things apply as time goes by. Okay, that's enough of that. I sang it at a wedding once. Besides, after that, the words are less clear in my mind. I would be probably somewhat making them up. Something about moonlight never being out of date and hearts full of something, jealousy and hate. There is a vehicle parked on the sidewalk that I want to walk by up here. Blocking most of it, which is kind of annoying. Something's happening on Metallic Street around the corner to the right. I don't know what exactly. I have to go around it on the street because it's leaving much room on the sidewalk. Go by Davin School here. I came this way because the sidewalks are clearer than walking along the Crescent. Except, of course, there's a big ugly vehicle currently blocking the sidewalk. Oh, thanks. You can hear lots of me singing if you look at some of the videos on my channel. There's quite a few posted, including my whole 65th birthday cabaret I did last summer. That's a good solid hour of me singing, mostly me. And I only screwed up a couple of songs, so not bad. It was, after all, called how did I call it? Anyway, the punchline was Ed sings as many of his favorite songs as he can still remember the words to. Try to Remember. Is that what I called it? I think I called it Try to Remember, which was one of the songs I did. If I didn't, I should have called it Try to Remember. See, I can't remember what I called it, so. Try to Remember, of course, is from the Fantastics, and is a song I've done the role of El Gallo twice. One of my favorite roles I've ever done. That's his big song. Try to remember the kind of September, that one. It doesn't look like I'll be doing any musical theater this year, except perhaps for lyric singers. Last year, I guess by this time we were already rehearsing Beauty and the Beast, but this year they're doing, they being Regina Lyric Musical Theater, they're doing Sister Act, and while there are potentially parts in there I might play, a bishop or something, I don't remember what he is. Unfortunately, they decided to change the time on it. It's always been kind of after the Victoria Day weekend, or usually the week after the Victoria Day weekend. And this year they're doing it first week in May, and that means I'm not here. I'll be in Saskatoon at, it used to be called Sask Expo, now it's called Pop Expo YXE, where I sell books. And that's business, and it makes me probably, well, with expenses, not, a few $100s at the best, but still, from a promotional point of view, it's very good. As a bus goes by, I might move to the street. Now there's a car coming behind him, too. We're going to stop on this corner anyway. It's the water-covered icy patches that are the absolute worst. Especially if they slope downward, as they often do. All right, well, I'll stop here. Not a very long walk, but at least it was a walk. Thanks for walking with me and putting up with my singing. Bye for now.